Welcome to the My Voice in Power podcast. Hello and welcome to the My Voice in Power podcast. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Can you tell us your name and a bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name's Yao Safo. I'm an actor, first of all, and I've now become a writer, director, and a producer of movies, short movies.
So, are you an actor in your own movies or?
Yeah, I act in my own movies as well. Yeah, I made my first movie last year. Well, we started filming in 22.
Yeah.
It's called Absent. It's on YouTube. It's doing quite well. But yeah, we filmed that in 22. That came at a release last year in 23, in October last year. It takes a while to put these things together.
How long?
There's so much that goes into it. Obviously, the initial pre-production is because right now I'm beginning to put together another movie which we're going to film this year in August. But basically, the first steps are pre-production. So you got to cast for the characters in the movie. You got to find locations, just audition, and then once auditions are done, you got to do rehearsals. Once you got your characters, nail down the locations, start working out the dates that we're going to be filming, what days we're going to be filming in what locations. It's quite a lot, to be fair.
So, do you plan and organise all of this?
I did all that. Yeah, I did it all.
Wow.
Because basically, I started off acting. I started in 2020 acting. I studied theatre when I was a youngster, but kind of veered away and took different paths and did different things. We could go into that a bit later, but yeah, I just decided the last few years when the COVID hit, and I was just thinking, well, people were just thinking, what do we do?
Yeah.
And then work-wise, I'm a paint and decorator by trade. And I just thought to myself, I've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life, and I just thought, what did I actually enjoy doing other than chasing money all the time and trying to make money?
Yeah.
Because when you do get money, sometimes you're not even happy. If your mind's just focused on making money, you're never going to be happy. So I'm quite a creative person, but I never utilise my creativity. I did art when I was younger, and like I said, I studied theatre, and I liked English and English literature, and that's what I studied for A level.
What made you want to study like theatre?
I like films.
Yeah.
So I thought, how do I do acting? We did drama briefly in school. I went to a grammar school in Berkshire, and then I thought all my mind was set on was playing football. I loved football. That was my thing. But I didn't make it as professional. So because I used all my energy on the football, I wasn't focusing on the acting. But however, when I left to do A levels, because I had to take on football at college, my mum wanted me to stay on and do A levels at the school I was at. But I wanted to play football, so we had to compromise because she's an African parent and she's just not. When you're telling her football, she's not listening. She's just like, do you know what I mean? Be a doctor or a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
Go to university. This is the thing that they focus on, and it's just like, I love football, and I was like, oh, I want to play football. And the local team, I'm from Slough. That's where I grew up. Born in South London. My mum moved to Slough, and I grew up there. So it's like, yeah, the Slough wanted me to play for them, and at the time they were the higher tier of non-league football, so they were in the conference, so one below what is professional. So I saw my cousin play for Slough and get bought by Brentford and went on to bigger things. So I thought, whoa, I want to get involved. I want to get involved with the Slough. Want me? Then I can make the same step. So my mum wasn't listening anyway. She's like, no. So I was like, look, you can go to the college, study what we want to study, and we can play football. It's part of a football education scheme that they're doing. So I said, so she's like, oh, well, if you're going to go to college, then you have to do A levels. I was like, oh. They wanted me to do the sports science courses because that's what a lot of the footballers were doing.
Yeah.
So then I could be with them and bond a bit more with them. But where everyone was on that, my mum said, no, I've got to do A level. So I thought, all right, cool. I'll do the things that I enjoyed at school. And I like doing a bit of drama. I liked acting in the films, stuff like that. Didn't know how to get into it. But there wasn't a course on A levels for drama. It was just theatre studies. So, which is the base core of acting, theatre. All the good actors come from theatre anyway. But at the time, I was like, okay, I'll just do theatre. And you know what it is? I got good results at GCSE, so I thought, you know what, let me do the things I'm good at, and I'll just smash it at A level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I did English literature as well. I like reading books and stories and poetry and things like that. And then I also did art. I was good at art. I did quite a high level. I got like an A GCSE in art. So I thought, let me do these. But then once I was in college, it's not as strict as in school. So you don't have to turn up for lessons. They're not looking for you. The lecturers aren't looking for you. Sometimes even lecturers are late.
That's changed a bit now.
Oh, is it? Them times, I had lessons and the lecturers didn't even turn up. I was like, what is this? But then I started getting into the music scene as well. Garage music. I was into garage music at the time. I liked hip hop. Got a lot of friends that were rappers. But I always wanted to DJ as well. Do you know why I wanted to DJ? Because my mum had a band. They were called a band in Ghana. It's actually a DJ setup. And it's in Ghana. And they'd go around touring around them back in like the 90s. They'd go around touring different cities in Ghana. But just basically it's a sound system.
Yeah.
And she basically bought the whole gear for them, named them, I think they're called Seventh Heaven. Bought everything, speakers, got a DJ, was paying the DJ and all that. So when I went to Ghana when I was younger, I see that what she was doing, she like had actual sound system set up, and she was sponsoring them, paying them, buying them records for her. So when she's buying records and bring them into the house, like, oh, what do you think of this one? And I'm just playing it on the one record player, and I'm like, yeah, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, all them tunes, you know what I mean, like them days. So I got into my music, and I always had a one record player. And I used to buy loads of vinyl. I had so much vinyl. I had anything from dance to American hip hop to R&B. I had everything. I was going into Slough Records, HMV. Is it HMV?
Yeah.
It's not even there no more. But yeah, just buying records. So once I got into college, they had a common room, and everyone's playing cards in there. We had a DJ box, but there wasn't anyone really DJing in there. So I thought, all right, I've got loads of records. Let me bring records. And I linked up with another guy called Jonathan. He DJs to this day. And we used to just go in the record, the DJ area. Slimmer as well. He's more bashment DJ. I knew him from young. So when I went to college, I linked up with all the people that I knew from my first school, primary school. But I went to Ghana. So I'm jumping so far forward.
No, I like it. It's good.
Yeah, that's like I jumped so far forward. But anyway, I went to Ghana. I ended up in the grammar school because they're years ahead.
Yeah.
And I spent a year in Ghana when I was younger. And the education's next level. It's very strict, but it's next level. So when I came back, I passed my 12 plus at the time and got into grammar school. So I wanted to go to school with all my mates, and that, do you know what I mean? They went to the other schools. They didn't pass their tests. But all my mates went to the other schools and I wanted to go there. My mum was like, no, go to grammar school. So I was kind of separated from them for a while. And I ended up mixing with different cultures, like more predominantly high class English people, people from well-to-do families.
Do you think that's made a difference though?
Yeah, big difference. Like I didn't get distracted so much when I was studying. I got a rounded view of the world, different types of music I got into. And I've made friends from different backgrounds that if I probably went to the other schools, I wouldn't have those sort of friends. So you kind of learn things from different types of people from different cultures, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you're with just one culture, you just get stuck into the mindset of that one culture. And so I had a mix of friends, posh English friends. I lived in Slough, so there's loads of Asian people as well. I knew loads of Jamaicans and loads of Bajans. There wasn't many Ghanaians when I was growing up. Now there's
My
Ghanaians
name's
everywhere.
Yeah.
But there wasn't many Ghanaians.
Yeah.
So it was like when I'm telling people my name, Yao, they'd be like, and it's because it's spelled Y-A-W.
Yeah.
It's like, is it your? And I just, when you're a kid, it's like, and people are giggling and laughing and that, you get embarrassed. And it's like, I don't know, it seemed like, it's another topic, the West Indians got more respect from English people than Africans did, simply because of their names. They couldn't say the names, so they used to make fun of my name. When you're a kid, you don't want to be made fun of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think when you translate from one language into the English language, because of the way lots of things are spelt,
they say it a different way.
But yeah, and so the letters obviously sound different, have different meanings. Like I think an easy example to make is like W here in France is called double V. Like, so yeah, I think not to excuse anything that you've gone through. Like I've had.
No, I'm not the only. At the time, I thought, is it just me? But then you grow up and you get older and you see everybody, all the African people of the same age, they have the same stories. It's like, so it's the joke now, isn't it? They used to take the mick out of us over there. Now it's cool to be African. You know what I mean? Afro beats, everyone wants to get in touch with their culture. But back then, it's take the mick out of us. So I had the same name as my birth father, but he stayed in Ghana. I was brought up by a Bayesian family. My Bayesian dad, and my sisters are half Bayesian. So I had a Ghanaian mum and a Bayesian stepdad. And his surname was Rudder, so I just adopted his surname because it's more English. Like people, it's obviously the slave master name, but you get around easier. And then because I had the same name Yao as my original father, and the only person that used to call me Yao was my grandmother or my mum when she got angry. Yao Junior. So everyone knew me as Junior. Everyone called me Junior. My sisters, everyone calls me Junior. So when I went to school, I'd say, yeah, my name's Junior Rudder. And I got by, but for a long time, for years, no one knew my actual birth name. And then as I got older, I got more in tune with my African side. I think I used to go back to, I went to Ghana, my mom took me there and I learned the language, learned the culture, came back to England, kind of realized who I was. Because I grew up from the age of 3 under the household of my stepfather. So I kind of knew he wasn't my dad, but at the same time, I'd never met my dad.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's all I knew. And then my mum split up with him, and then I went to Ghana when I was like 10, and then ended up staying there.
Did you like it?
At first, no, I didn't like it. It's a culture shock. Like, I'm used to simple things like getting water out of the tap, going in your house, going to the tap when you're thirsty or whatever, just getting water, having a shower, water. Like, if you're in them times there, if you had a rich family or you had a nice house in Ghana, there wasn't many. There was certainly, now it's affluent. There's so many areas of there's money everywhere now. But them times there was certain people with money, and mum knew a couple of people with money that I stayed with, and it changed halfway through. I ended up having to go into the village, so maybe I had to learn a bit more. So I ended up going into the village, and then it was different. Like, there was no taps in the house. Like, you had to go. There'd be one rich person in the village that had a well with water. Yeah. And everyone from that village would go to that person's well, pay them whatever CDs at the time, a little change, and then fill up your bucket. Yeah. Carry it on your head, take it back to the place. If that person's run out of water, you got to walk mileage to the next place, next village, like, and then get water from there. And hope they got water. If they ain't got water, you got to go somewhere else far. And then you got to walk all the way back with the water. So there'd be like 2, maybe 3 of us trying to carry it. But I couldn't carry it in my head. Them lot, they're trained in carrying it on their head without even a bandana to hold it. They just have it on their head balance. They walk mileage. Even the women, they're the best. They walk mileage with buckets of water full up to the top on their head. That is a skill and a half. Think of what I was learning and seeing, and I'm like, whoa, this is mad. Like, but I was like 10 years old, and man,
even for you to say that the richest person had a well, not even a house with a sink and taps.
They probably had little taps in their places,
yeah.
but no one ain't using that. They've got their well at the front of their house, and if you want to come in and buy some water, come in. But yeah, so that's what it was them times. But the education of schools next level. They used to use a cane out there them days. So I was a bit baffled. I was like, you don't get cane here. And then you get there, you're talking in class.
Yeah.
You're late for class or late for school. You line up one by one. And my mum had a driver that used to pick us up to take us to school. When she was here, she organised a driver to pick us up in the morning and take us. And he used to always be late every day. So I was getting caned every day because he was being late.
See, when I hear things like that, that makes me glad that the world has changed a bit to take into consideration the things that go on in people's lives, because like that's not fair, really. But also, I wonder what was going on in his life that he was late.
I just think he was just he used to have different girls. I think he was a wild young guy, just didn't really care. But like I was getting cane for it. And it's just like I felt like hell to me. I'm like, why am I here? I didn't know why because it was a holiday first, and my mum just went. So I'm like bawling my eyes out, and then I have to deal with it. You have to get used to it. She ain't coming back. I don't know when she's coming back. So I had to go to school out there, and then that was happening. So it just made my mindset so different.
Where are you with all that now?
It's cool now. It took me years because she still never gave me no proper reasons. I had to work it out myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. I think as you get older, you realize what people have to go through. My mum was a single mother, and she had 4 sisters. So there's a lot of us. Do you know what I mean? Well, at the time there was 3 of us, and then there was a 4th afterwards. But if she was struggling money wise, she felt in her head, and at the same time, this is a good way to get them learning, because a lot of African parents are doing that anyway, sending the kids, send them back to learn about the culture. They're too spoiled, they don't understand. But it's like, why are you punishing us just because of how you grew up? Like you want us to. It's all right. It wasn't a punishment, but it's like they used to make threats like it was going to be a punishment. I'll send you back. So I wasn't even a bad kid, to be quite honest with you. I just felt at the time that she had a lot to deal with. So it's easier for us to go back there, and at the same time we can learn the language and the culture. Because it's hard to learn a language unless you're around the people, you know.
Yeah. So have you been back there?
Yeah, loads of times. Got property there, and I've got family and friends there. It's much different now. It's so different compared to like now. Everyone, that's the place to be. It's the Dubai of Africa now. Everyone goes every Christmas.
Yeah,
it's like packed out there. You've got casinos and bars and clubs, and it's completely changed. But like I said, them times there, it was a learning curve for me. So anyway, I come back to England, got into the grammar school because of all the strictness and the education, and fast forwarded on. Got to college. But got distracted in college. I was DJing in the common room. I wasn't going to lessons like I should have been going, but I went to the theatre studies one all the time because at the time you're young and you like girls, and I just saw there was loads of girls in my class. So I'm going there. I'll go to that one. And I liked it. We went to some theatre shows. We studied and learned about an actor and a director called Konstantin Stanislavski.
Okay.
So if you Google him, he basically was first an actor. I think it was the early 1920s or something like that. He's an actor in theatre. He's Russian, and basically those times there, all the actors, they weren't really natural in the way they were acting. It was just a bit too dramatic, putting dramatic faces on, and he wanted to find ways to make it look more realistic and change the cinema, the film world and the theatre world. So he developed basically methods. An Actor Prepares is one of I think it's his first book, but he developed methods on acting, and he says to people basically to basically make it look realistic as possible. I've got a way of doing that, and you've got to revisit certain scenarios in life that something's happened to you. So if you can feel, if the actual scene requires you to break down into tears, and I want to see that you actually break down into tears. So you need to revisit something that happened to you that made you break down into tears, and make that go into you again and again and again, and then actually it'll come out like that. So that's a method. Of some people, it's kind of like method acting, but it's not. But yeah, he's basically revisiting things and try and get you into the mode again of how you felt at the time, and then it will come out like that. So yeah, we studied him, and I think that helped me later on, because I never went on to university and studied it even further. I only did it because I wanted to do at A level.
Yeah.
But I kept it, that tool, that education, and like that wisdom, that knowledge. It's like you can never stop learning, and just you don't know when you're going to use it. Like I just thought I'll just do it anyway. But now look what I'm doing because of what I learned, that I just flippantly just, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I revisited it and I thought, do you know what did I used to like when I was younger? Well, I can't play football. My knees are a bit dodgy now. What else can I do? But realistically, am I going to be able to? I could, but am I going to make any money from it? In my head, I'm still thinking money, and at the same time, I'm thinking I could just draw art for myself. I don't think I'm going to be at a level where I can start selling paintings. Who knows? You can do anything you want to do, but I start thinking, what else? I did theatre studies. Acting. And then you know what it is? I met people who know well-known actors. I'm not going to drop their names, but there's big actors out there that I know through other people. So and there's one I went to college with. He's very big now, and he was studying it then. So I was just all these little people popping up, thinking, "Rah, that's the guy I went to college with that was doing rah." He's big now. And then I'm like meeting this guy. I'm standing next to him. I'm eating breakfast opposite, because we went on a stag do, and there's a certain actor, I'm not gonna say, but I'm opposite him at the dinner eating, and I'm just like, this is mad. Like I know people that know people, but so it's achievable. It's because there's people that are doing it, and I'm just here. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like, I just thought, you know what? So when the lockdown kicked in, what should I started watching all these short films on YouTube. I think a lot of people were watching things on YouTube. I went down the conspiracy hole as well, but obviously, you just want to just balance it out. So I was watching short films, loads of British short films, UK short films. I just started watching all of them, binging on them, even ones that aren't that high quality. And there's a lot of them because it's now I know it's expensive to make films.
Yeah,
and people haven't got money, but they've got ideas. So I'm just watching these people's ideas, and I'm like, I enjoyed that actually. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, man. And at the same time, I was playing football and power league with one of my friends, Johnny, who's the main actor in my first film now. And at the time, we just went into the car park, and he must have seen that I was following all these acting agencies on Twitter, because he follows me. He's like, "Oh, you're trying to do acting?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm thinking like, "Yeah, I'm looking to do it as well." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Yeah, I've gone to Pinewood Studios. They're doing some acting classes there and all of that." I'm like, "All right, cool, man. Yeah." He's like, "You should sign up." And then I was like, "Yeah, I just want to get straight into it though, man." Because I've got that confidence in it. I just thought, I could just do this, man. I didn't really want to waste any more time because I'm getting older. So I thought,
how can we get old?
It's the industry, innit?
Yeah, like, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Whatever I cast for, if you think I fit the role, then give me the role. Don't think about nothing, just see me in that role. But yeah, he said, look, you've got to sign up on these different online agencies. There's a few of them. There's Mandy. You need to get on the main one, which is Spotlight, which is where all the professional actors are. But you can't get onto Spotlight unless you have done professional work or been paid or got a professional credit. So how does that work?
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like literally, it's a big block there. So I thought, okay, right. So I'm thinking, like, you get these people like Michael Ward, who's in Top Boy. He gets all the work now, but he was just like an extra before, and he was like did a bit of modeling, and then he progressed from there. But some people get that little jump. I don't know how they get the little jump, but
Yeah.
there's ways around it. If you get a good big agent, they can get you onto Spotlight without those credits. But I wasn't getting a big agent because I've just come from nowhere and I haven't got no. So the first thing is you've got to build up a show reel of acting work to show what you can actually do. And then you can get an agent.
Right.
Agents will not take you unless you're on Spotlight, the professional actor.
What?
So you have to do some sort of filming of any. So you have to do the amateur work. Okay. That's why you get a lot of people that are doing stuff, and sometimes it might not look that good, or it end up not being good, and you think, why did you do that? But they have to do it. People are trying to build up their, so you can chop off the bits that you're in. As long as you know you acted well, you can cut that bit, put it onto your show reel, go and do another film, cut that bit of what you've done well, put it onto a show, just build up a show reel of all different bits of your acting. Then you can literally try and get more work from there, like professional work. Sometimes you get lucky and the professional guy will take, because the professional companies will take you even if you're not on Spotlight, as long as you're good. So if you can build up some work, then someone else could spot you and then give you a credit with your name on the thing, and you got professional IMDb credit. And then once you get 4 of those, then you can apply to go into Spotlight. Right. Spotlight will take you once you've got 4 professional credits. And then once you go on Spotlight, you can start pushing yourself around to get an agent. And then the agent says, "Are you on Spotlight?" Yeah. All right, cool. Oh, let me see what your show reel's like. Oh, yeah. We'll sign you up. But before all of that, like I say, you have to do short films or whatever you can do just to get
footage. So is that the stage you're at now?
Nah, I did that in 2020. Yeah. When the lockdown happened, I registered for amateur work. The first thing you have to do is get a picture, a headshot, so people know what you actually look like. Put that on the profile. Get some more professional photos if you can. If not, make your photos look decent enough. Put them onto Spotlight and then start applying for all the amateur work that's out there. So I was applying for everything. And luckily enough, or maybe not lucky enough, maybe I am good. But I was getting a lot of the stuff that I was going for on the amateur scene. So I built up a show reel very, very quickly. And I end up working with a guy that ended up giving me loads of work throughout the lockdown. We just made loads of films because the performers were allowed to keep performing. Even though lockdown was on, if you're in performing arts, you can go and make films or whatever. So we was filming while everyone was locked down. And we made about 4 or 5 short films, which were on YouTube. And basically that built up my confidence and experience, because I'd never been on camera, I'd never acted before. From doing all the work with him, I built up more confidence, and then I just thought, and then luckily, I keep saying luckily, you got to create your own luck, but I was in a football group because I support Liverpool, and there was a guy in there who is a film writer. I never knew that. We just all banter each other. We always talk about football. We don't talk about what we do, what jobs we do. No one knows. They're from all over the place. Someone creates it, and then it's just people added to it. So I'm in there with all these people, and then he goes, "Oh, is there any actors in there? I'm doing something." And I was just a bit shy at first because I just started. I just left it. Then he started posting some pictures of some well-known people, and I was like, "Bro, you know some people? Shit, I should have said something." Then like a few months later, he did it again, and I just messaged him on the out of the group. I was like, "Yeah, all right." He's like, "Okay, because we're doing a pilot for a TV series." I was like, "Oh, is it? Okay, I'll do anything. I don't mind. I just want to do as much work as I can." He's like, "All right, well, have you got any pictures? Or are you on any of the agencies?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm on Star now. I've got some pictures." So I sent it over to him. And he come back to me a few days later. Said, "Oh, the producer really likes your look and really likes you, and she wants you to audition for a role." And I was like, "Oh, sick, yeah, I'll do that." And it's still lockdown, so it was on Zoom casting, everything's on Zoom. So they sent over the thing to me, and I learned it, and then I had to see the producer of the TV series and do an audition. And a few days later, like he said, she said, yeah, she liked me, and I've got the role. And I was like, "Oh, wicked." So I went back to the writer, and he's like, "Oh, how did you do? And I was like, yeah, she gave me the role, man. He goes, what one was it?" And I told him the name of the character, and he's like, "Rah, that's the main guy. You know." I'm like, I didn't know what he's talking. I was like, "Is it? okay, yeah. You know what that means? Like, that's the main guy. Like, if this TV series pops off, you gone clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're the main person in the TV series.
Yeah.
I'm like, rah, it started to hit me. And then it's like, yeah, then they sent the contracts through. The first time I started getting proper contracts and that. And then they said, yeah, we're going to be filming for the next 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, shit. Every day, because I'm the main guy in most of the scenes, or a lot of the scenes. So I have to be there all the time, every day. I'm like, oh, shit. But they paid me, like, properly. I was like, okay. Like, the first time I got, like, money properly. Because the other stuff I was doing, amateur, and even the stuff I was doing before, I never got scripts before. Is improv. It's improvisation. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I have an idea, but go on, elaborate.
Yeah, basically, improvisation is you need to create the words yourself. So they tell you what the scene's about, or what they might even tell you what the story's about, but you've got to create all the words there and there yourself.
Yeah, so it's more natural, I suppose.
It can be as long as you've got a good flow with the person that you're in the scene with. But we didn't have no practice. We didn't do no rehearsals or nothing. It was just, yeah, we'll do the film next week. Come down to this spot. He's very secretive of everything. Some people are secretive of scripts. I don't think he needed to be that secretive, but he's got his own way of doing things. Anyway, I'd go down there, and then you don't know what's happening, and then it'll call you up. You could be waiting the whole day, and he'd be like, yeah, come to the thing around the corner. So you go around the corner in the street, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna be this guy, and then I want you to be like whatever. This is the scenario. Go, camera. I'm like, oh. So I had to learn there and then, or like I had to think there and then on the spot what to say, and then try and make it flow with the other person there and then. We ain't got no rehearsals. We're not practicing or nothing. We're just doing it there and then. So sometimes you look at the footage and like, oh, he could have done this, or I think, oh, I could have done. But it's like we just did it there and then. We didn't have the script to learn and practice and get myself into the character. We just had to do it there and then. So I commend everybody that was in his films, because we just have to think on the spot. But it may be better as an actor later on, because you can use that improvisation skill. Sometimes you don't always stick to the script. That's just a skeleton, and sometimes you might change a few words here and there to make it natural, make it feel more comfortable, or just make it more realistic. You might switch up a little few things here and there, or add something in there that wasn't even in the script, and then people think, oh yeah, keep that. That was sick. So that skill I developed from that. So anyway, I did the audition. I got the thing. I had to go, and now it's the first time I'm getting a big script. I'm like, shit.
How do you learn all of that?
Exactly. You just gotta read. I'm saying to them, because I'm still trying to make out I'm not that amateur, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, you got any advice on learning lines of that? And they're like, just read. I'm like, oh, cheers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just read. Recorded notes into my phone, and play it back to myself. So if it's the other character, I'll record their lines and then play it back to myself and memorize the lines I've got to say, and then so I can say it in the right time, so there's not a pause, or it flows nicely. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has to be realistic. So I'll be playing it in the car, or like I say, if I'm a painting decorator, so I have it in my earphones in, and then I'm learning my lines through my earphones.
That's a good idea, actually. That makes it like when you're listening to music. So then, like, that's how you learn the words to your favorite songs.
Drum it into your head. So
might have to do that with my poetry, because I never.
Yeah, like it's just repetition. Everything, you get better repeating things all the time. So had to do that, but it was lockdown, so it was easy. Well, not easier, but I didn't have as many distractions. So just zoned in. This is it. I'm gonna go for this, man. So I learned the lines, and I did well. They said, well, the way they were reacting, I was like, "Raw, shit, I must be good, man." Because they were like, "Raw, that was sick. You're a sick actor. I didn't know that." I'm like, "Raw, okay." So that gives you the reassurance, because you don't know at first. You see a few things and you critique yourself. Like, I'm always critiquing myself. Maybe people say I'm a bit hard on myself, but I'm quite ambitious. So I'm always trying to make improvements.
Yeah.
But then other people that have experienced, that have been in the industry, are like, yo, you're sick. Okay, now I can start going hard now.
Now, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then I started. I did other short films in between because I'd film that. Then you have to wait. They're putting it together. And then I did other short films and met loads of different people on different sets and got loads more experience. And then I was waiting, and then the producer was telling me, right, stop all the work you're doing because I'm doing a lot of amateur work.
Yeah.
This is like professional what we've just done. It's different levels, like the cameras and the lenses what they're using is £30,000 lenses, and it's like it's different levels. Like you're gonna look sick on camera.
So when do we get to see what you're doing now?
Basically, what they said to me was, wait, we're trying to get a deal. They don't want me to keep making all these amateur stuff because it's going to make my thing look bad.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So they just chill now. You all right? You're nearly there.
Yeah.
So I stopped, and then I waited, and nothing happened. Then they got the deal, and then nothing happened. And then I heard to the writer, it's not going through. It's not happening.
Oh.
I'm like, you mean to me I've wasted the whole year doing nothing when I was in a good like momentum of what I was doing? It just really annoyed me, and I was just like, but that's how it is. You get so many knockbacks and letdowns, and films don't get made, things don't happen, you don't get that audition that you thought you was gonna get, and now it's starting to get a bit realer because where I was getting stuff from the amateur, I was just getting loads of things. Now it's just like that was my first knockback, and I was just like, shh. And I was so disappointed because I felt like I'd wasted a whole year. So I thought, you know what? Yeah, F this, I'm gonna make my own film.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm making my own film. I'm so angry. Yeah. I'm making my own film now. Forget this, man. So I thought I'd learn. I've obviously not learned as much, but at the time, with my confidence, I know what I'm doing, man. Allow you lot, I'm just doing my own thing now. So I just started. I met so many people on different sets. I thought I can call that person in to play this character. I had already had in my head a story that I was going to do, but I'd been busy doing other things, so I never got to write it down. And then I just thought, let me write this. I stayed up till late at night for like 3 days solid, for all day. I was so angry from morning to night, morning to night. Like, and I just remembered from scripts that I'd read and things that I'd learned from when I was younger. I'd never been trained in script writing, but kind of I can pick things up quick. So I just did it, typed it out. Typed it out on Word. Now people tell me you use Final Draft to make scripts, but I never. So I did it the hard way. I was like putting things in myself. When now I see people, professional writers, and I've met like people on the show. No, you just do that, and then it just automatically does that. And then once you put the name, it saves, and then it comes up. So they're running through scripts quickly, and I'm like, raw. I couldn't. So anyway, now it's better because I did things so hard before. I can just write a script so quick now.
But that just goes to show how important it was to you that you went through that mad struggle to get it done.
Yeah. Did things the hard way. Even making the film, I did things the hard way. I'm stubborn as well. Like I forgot an idea. I'm doing that. So sometimes you end up battling with the DOPs because you meet DOPs and they know, when they find out DOPs is the director of photography, the main cameraman. Okay. Sorry, I'm speaking the lingo to you. Main camera guy. He directs all the camera and the photography, director of photography. Anyway, you meet some people and they're good at what they do, but some people feel like if they know you're not as experienced as them, they want to take over the show. No. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but it's my film. Yeah, do it my way there because it's on me, isn't it? If whatever happens, exactly. People, oh, that's Junior's film. It's like they're gonna say, oh, so and so took over. They're gonna know that my name's on it. So I got to just let me do it my way, innit? Like I've got creative mind. I know what I want. So sometimes you end up battling behind the scenes and that. But I had a good DOP. He's cool. Malcolm's cool. I met him on a film set that I filmed earlier in the year, a short film. So he was quite proactive and just on it. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to use him. So I called him in and I just started calling different actors in that I met that I thought were good. And then I started placing them into the characters in my stories, in my story. And then, just called in favors for locations to film at. And yeah, we made it happen. We filmed it and we put it together, and then it was basically I knew I want some music in there because I like music. I like knows the music. Oh, they can't put too much music in there. That's not how you make. Oh, let me do my way.
Yeah, I like films with music in.
I know, but you know what it is. You have to do scoring and composing. So, for example, you're making films. If there's a dramatic scene, I mean, you either get a sound that's already there, or you get someone to compose it. But I wanted everything new. I don't want things that other people are using in their films.
Okay, yeah.
So the composing costs a lot of money. Say the industry standard is a few £100 per minute of the film that you're doing the composing for.
Yeah.
So every minute of that is like, for example, £300 or something for the minute. Like, so
for the minute,
a minute of the movie.
Wow.
That's how much they charge to compose. That's the high level. So when you're meeting other people, they're gonna maybe go halfway if they're not at a high level. It's still a lot of money. So in my head, how much? Like, that's still. I've just
better learn how to use a music app.
I've already paid for the cameraman, the sound, and now after the post production afterwards is putting it together. You got to. Luckily, Malcolm edited it, so you got to find composers to put the music in, and it's expensive, and money was drying up. So I just thought, you know what? I know loads of people that make music. Let me just put tunes in there, and then on the final scene we just do the composing because that's the dramatic bit on the final scene. And I've done a deal with someone that was coming up, and he was just wanted to get some work, and he's really, really good at what he does. So we basically, we got a composition on the last scene, but the rest of it's music, and loads of people that I knew make music, so got them to put their tunes in there. I'll get your tune out there for people to hear, and then, you know what I mean, help me out, help you out. Some people are it's hard work because some people think they're superstars when they're not superstars, and then they want to be long, and it is what it is. You're battling. No, but what? And then it's like you want them to sign intellectual rights paperwork, so that, for example, if I wanted to put it on Amazon or anything like that, I'm ambitious. What if Netflix take it? You just got to be prepared. They're not going to take. But do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, if I go to them and there's like 10 tunes in there from 10 different artists, and I haven't got the rights to use their music, they're going to say to us, whoa, why should we put, because we're not going to chase all these people. And sorry, we're not going to go chasing all these artists to get them to sign paperwork. So this is something you got to deal with first, so that we only have to deal with you. So I'm trying to get them to give me the rights, and they're thinking I'm trying to, I don't know, hustle them and make money off their tune. And I'm like, I don't want to make money off your thing, man. Like, as long as you've done your PRS, which is the paperwork to basically get your royalties off anywhere you play, someone plays your song, you get royalties. If you've done your paperwork, anywhere your song is played, you will get paid.
Right, yeah.
So do your whatever you need to do, and then if you want to give me the tune, then cool. And just sign this to say that you've allowed me to use your music.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all it is. It's quite simple. You allow me to use your music. So that's it. Then, I'm not signing nothing. I'm just, do you know what? There's a lot of people who missed out with their tune getting out there. They're still, they probably get not many views on their tune, but like, I've got over 120,000 views on my film in 5-6 months. So that many people would have heard your tune.
Exactly.
For nothing. And you've missed out. But anyway, it's just a process. So that was a long battle, getting music into it, and just editing and watching things that we don't want. No, I don't want to use that scene. I want to use that scene. And while we were filming as well, it's quite difficult. We were filming in my area, Slough, and it's in a flight path of Heathrow. I didn't think of that. So when we were outside a certain shop scene, the plane kept going over the top. And it's messing with the sound. And plus, if you're filming it from another angle, and you're cutting and put it together, 1 minute you can hear a plane, and it cuts to that scene, and you can't hear the plane no more. It's continuity. It's just like,
But it's good that you think about things like that, though, because sometimes when you watch something and things don't quite match up, it's annoying.
Exactly. So, exactly. Yeah. And we're filming the scene outside the shops on the Sunday, and I thought, be quiet, and everyone goes to that shop in the ends. because it's that if the big shops are closed, isn't it, at a certain time?
Yeah.
So they go to that corner, and then people driving past, people throwing in, someone's filming outside, that everyone pulled up, people are driving past, stopping at the shops, they're not buying nothing, they're just there, yo, trying to walk past, trying to be in the background. It's like, and I'm like, bro, please, I beg you, if you're parking the car there, stay there for the whole scene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they're driving off, pulling off halfway through, and I'm like, oh, we've got to do this again, because now the car's not there anymore. You're gonna see it from a different angle. 1 minute it was a car there, next minute the car's not there. Usually, if you get the big budget money, they will lock off the whole road, and then they'll pay people to drive in, and
out.
Extras will get paid. You get so much money, everyone's getting paid to do something. But when you're doing it on a guerrilla filming, which is just basically out on the street film, trying to make things happen and make it look real, you can't really tell the public to not walk through, because it's the public path. Like, what are you talking about? I'm going to the shop, mate.
Yeah.
I don't care about your film.
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't think of that, and that was very hard. That was a very hard scene to film outside the shop, and it was supposed to be a quick scene. So I kind of dragged on, and then other scenes afterwards end up getting later. So it's a hard, filming is hard. It's hard. Doing the work behind is hard. Hard enough learning the lines to be an actor, and then me, my stubborn self said, I'm gonna do my own thing. So I learned a lot. I learned how to produce a film now. And it's a lot of work. I learned that it costs money. Being an executive producer, putting money into a film, and if you want it to really look good, you have to spend a lot of money, because the main camera guys, with all the big lenses, with all the big equipment, they charge a lot of money per day. I'm talking hundreds per day just for the cameraman, then hundreds per day for the person to record the sound, then hundreds per day for the person to put the rigs up for the cameraman, or hundreds per day for the lighting person. I only use this lighting guy because he's the top guy. If you want me to work on your thing, you got to hire him. He's hundreds. So just the crew, like a small tiny skeleton crew, could end up being about £10,000 plus to £20,000. Just a small skeleton crew. Obviously, I didn't pay that much on my first one. I managed to get somebody that could do everything, and he had someone that could help him do the sound, and we did a deal. We made it work, and I thank him very much, because he did a lot on that. And we got a very good price. But yeah, like, people look at films and they're like, the quality, but you don't. It's money for the quality. It's money. So a lot of there is good films out there, but they get funding. So they get funding, and they get £20,000 from the BFI, or £10,000 from this charity, and then they go and get the top cameraman and everything, and it looks sick. But you don't realise they got money. Well, people are using their own money from their pocket, and the world is mad at the moment with cost of living, and we have to try to put a few quid in to make it look decent enough. But luckily, it came out good with the little idea I had. So Absent is out on YouTube. Check it out. It's my first try, and it's gonna go better on the second one.
Is there any actors that, in particular, that you'd actually like to work with at some point in your future?
There's loads of them. Obviously, Denzel Washington is a top actor. Who else was there? My favorite actors back in the day: Wesley Snipes. Some of the Hollywood guys, I'm looking at them a bit weird now. No, but listen, there's a lot of actors out there that I would love to work with. But I know I can hold my own with all of them as well. So it's just opportunity and given the chance. I've got an agent now, obviously, and I do a lot of auditions. Seems to be a lot of commercial work, agents. So please get me some drama work. But there's money in commercials, and I understand the business. They want to make money. So agent, if the commercial's paying a big amount of money in a lump, and a TV series only paying you this amount per day, then they're gonna make more money off the big lump from the commercial. So they're
Yeah.
trying to push you to do commercials all the time, and sometimes you gotta say to them like, I understand, I want to make money off the commercial as well, but I've come here to make films and that. Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, I want to make films. I don't want to just make money. I want to make money, because obviously,
Yeah.
but actually, I'm actually serious about acting. I want to be known as a good actor and be remembered in different films and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. But like I said, that's another reason why I started to make my own stuff, because I ain't got patience or time to be waiting for other people to give me an opportunity. I'll write my own film and put myself in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll play a doctor. You think I've got locks? I can't play a doctor. You just want to put a spliff in my hand and put me as a drug dealer or a gangster. No. I'll put myself in different characters to show you that a dark-skinned man with locks can be a doctor, a teacher, or anything. And the control's in our own hands. I'm learning how to do things myself.
So would you not use your art around the like opening, like, you know, the music? And I can't think of a lot of brain fog. I've lost the words I need to use to have the conversation. You know, like, so when the film starts, and it's like the music and the introduction to the film, or like the end scene, like the end credits and stuff like that. Could you not use your artwork there?
I don't know what I could do. It just depends on what the film's about. It's a good idea. I haven't seen many films that put art at the end and the credits, so I don't know. But if it was a film that was quite arty, it's got to make sense. I can't just chuck the art on there.
Well, no, yeah.
So yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's a good idea. Definitely, it's an idea for the future. It just depends on what the film's about and what warrants it.
No, I'm just crazy like that, because I do so many different things and as well. So I'm always trying to like incorporate one thing into another and trying to like find a way to kind of like.
You know, with films, I'm trying not to make it all about me though, because there's a whole collective of people in this actual storyline. If I was to start chucking my random art on the end of the film, they'd be like, "What are you doing, man? Like, you trying to just promote your own thing?" So yeah, just.
But I thought maybe your art might inspire some of your like storylines and stuff, or your storylines might inspire.
Maybe I'll draw some art and put it into the film actual storyline of the person went to a art museum, and then I've got my art there.
Yeah, see,
look,
we're onto something.
Definitely, yeah, man. But yeah, that's really basically my story so far. Happy to help. Well, I'm obviously not a big time actor, but I'm trying to do my thing, and if it can inspire people and help people along the way, there's loads of people out there that always think about doing things, but they don't have confidence or they haven't got someone that they can relate to, that can, because some people know actors, but they know actors like on TV. They don't actually know somebody locally that is.
Yeah.
So if I can help anybody, and I put a lot of people in my short film that had never acted before, and now they've got the bug for it and they want to do more stuff, and other people that saw it, like, oh yeah, bring me in, like they really want. I'm like, okay, and people that I asked before and said, and now they see it, they're like, oh yeah, next time, give me a shot. The thing is, you never acted before, so you got to start somewhere. But everyone wants to go into the big thing straight away, and it's just like, no, you got to do the graft, and yeah, man. So yeah, hopefully it inspires people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching, and join us again next time.